Great hour on tap for you, beginning right now with the athletic director at San Diego State University, J.D. Wicker. It is always great to catch up with J.D. Wicker, one of the busiest people in San Diego right now, Snapdragon Stadium. We are getting closer, folks. 109 days. Who's counting? Probably J.D. Wicker. J.D., great to have you with us. John and Jim right here on Xtra 1360. One day closer to Snapdragon Stadium, J.D. It's getting real, isn't it?
It is definitely getting real. I call it operational angst right now. We're spending a lot of time meeting, trying to get the operational piece set up because we've never run a football stadium before. It's the city ran it before, and our goal is certainly to run it better than we've seen other things run before. So a lot of time being spent on that. I walked the entire stadium today. It's really coming along. The first container bars were getting set. So it's really exciting. I can't wait for people to get in the building and see it.
JD, tell us about the sales process, because we've seen some information, I think, from your athletics department and in the media about how many season ticket holders you've had, and you're over 12 or 13,000 or maybe more than that at this point. So for people that are interested in securing tickets for 2022, they're still able to do that, right?
Yeah, still have season tickets on sale. We surpassed 12,500 a week or two ago, and then you account for 5,000 student tickets and then 5,000 other tickets that are kind of related to visiting teams, recruits, staff, other pieces like that. So really we're at 23,000 tickets that are accounted for at this point, with 33,000 fixed seats and 2,000 SROs. So definitely, the opportunity is still there. The experience center is still there. You can, go online to the goaztecs.com or snapdragonstadium.com and look for tickets.
JD, the main topic of today has been Major League Soccer at Snapdragon Stadium specifically. You said throughout the process that you guys have had interest in a Major League Soccer team playing at Snapdragon Stadium. Is that something that is becoming more realistic now that the stadium is nearing completion?
As we've said all along, we've had conversations with MLS about everything that we're doing. We have had their technical team preview the stadium and make sure that everything that we have set up at this point is ready for MLS, and it is, according to them, with what we've done. I think that, the biggest piece that's out there is the canopy. MLS likes a canopy on the stadium, so that's something that the stadium is designed to put a canopy on the building. If and when we get an MLS team, then that ownership group would have the ability to put the canopy on there. And then some other locker room stuff and all of that would be fairly simple to get taken care of. So, we continue to have conversations with MLS, and we've definitely, heard from various groups out there that are very interested in MLS team at Snapdragon, and we'll continue to have those conversations until we land an MLS team.
And you mentioned the canopy. Is that probably the biggest, not obstacle, but the biggest thing that would need to get done? And is that something that you envision is not hard to do for the stadium?
I don't know about not hard to do. It would be, there's definitely some operational challenges because there would be, that's a significant construction that you would have to do. But again, it's something that we planned for, so that as you think about having to put the infrastructure in the ground to support a canopy, we've appropriately taken care of that, made sure there's no underground utilities or anything like that would be in the way. And get it designed and get that construction going, and have to figure out, what periods of time where we would have to, basically shut the stadium down from events so that you could, put in certain infrastructure as you think about the structure that would go across that would support the canopy. So definitely a big element, but not something that, we're too concerned that would keep us from getting the team.
San Diego State's athletic director, J.D. Wicker, with us right now on Xtra 1360, John and Jim. Are there timetables when it comes to things like this, J.D., or is it something that just plays out based on the timetable of the league? Or how do you forecast the timetable on something like the MLS?
Yeah, there's definitely a couple different, moving pieces. One, you have to have an ownership group that's interested, and, that ownership group has to be vetted by MLS. then, it has to be an ownership group that San Diego State is comfortable with. And we have to figure out, a deal for the stadium, whether that's going to be, a lease deal or they're going to have some equity in the building so that it unlocks certain revenue streams for them. So there's a lot of moving pieces, but again, lots of conversations with different people, and, we're very comfortable that it's something that when the right group has come to the table, and we can get those conversations hopefully taken care of quickly.
JD, with or without MLS here, would you expect more soccer matches at Snapdragon Stadium with the addition of the Wave? I mean, there is another professional team in town, the Loyal. Do you expect more than just the Wave playing soccer games at Snapdragon?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Very excited to have the Wave as partners. I was actually at the match yesterday. Got to meet Ron Burkle and their leadership team, and they're excited about, playing this fall. We'll, work hard to get that first match sold out. And again, we've had conversations with the Loyal, and those are things that, continue to be ongoing as well. Could they be a partner in the stadium? That remains to be seen. They've obviously got interest down in the Midway District as well. But, a conversation that we're having. And then, we're excited about the other pieces that we could potentially get, whether it's international friendlies. We've had conversations with the Cholos down in Tijuana. So we're looking for every opportunity that we can find to bring soccer to the building.
JD Wicker again with us here on John and Jim Xtra 1360. So we talked about the Wave. You've announced the San Diego Legion. We know about college football and soccer and other athletic events. What other event announcements should San Diegans expect in the coming weeks and months related to Snapdragon Stadium?
We're working hard on, that first concert. We really want to find the right group to open it. So we'll continue working on that. We've got some holds for a variety of different concerts. Obviously, we've got World Lacrosse that we've announced. We've got some other events that will happen early next year that we're just waiting for our partner to be ready to announce, but we've got some contracts signed there. So we're starting to line up the events, and we're excited to have some more announcements coming here, and hopefully the nearer future. We're also got some more partnerships from a sponsorship standpoint that we'll be announcing shortly. So there'll be a flurry of those announcements as we move towards September 3rd.
JD, I drove by the stadium today. The boards are up. It looks like all the seats are in. You're seeing, landscaping being done. What's the next, I guess, big thing for the stadium? Is it the grass? And when is that going to be put in? And what other little things are there still to do there?
Yeah, so as I mentioned earlier, I was there today. The one scoreboard in the southeast corner it's massive. I mean, it's so big. I walked in through the southeast esplanade, and so it'll be fun as you're driving by. You'll start to see the boards come on. I mean, they're going to have them on, soon enough and start testing and doing things like that. They're starting to bring organic material in for the field, so basically soil. And hopefully by mid-June, we'll have the sod will be delivered, and we'll have the sod installed. And that's probably the next, those are the two, big things. We're still got a couple of seats to install in the stadium. They're on container ships right now, so hopefully we'll have those in mid-June, and we'll actually have all the seats installed. And then hopefully by somewhere the first week or two of July, we'll get a temporary certificate of occupancy and start moving furniture in, and can start running the concessions and getting them ready. So it's going to be a sprint to the end for sure.
JD Wicker with us right now, John and Jim, Xtra 1360. Obviously, everyone's excited about September 3rd, and I think TV has a lot to do with this, JD, but when would we expect typically like a game time or a network type announcement for San Diego State football, specifically that opener against Arizona September 3rd?
We should get, I think the TV schedule will come out the week before Memorial Day. So in the next week or two, we will be able to announce game time for a lot of our home games, but definitely that first game. And I think people are going to be very excited with, the game time and where that game is going to be found on television. I think everyone will be pretty fired up about it.
JD, you guys launched the Aztec Advantage, a name, image, and likeness program for student athletes. How has that program gone, and how is the NIL impacting San Diego State's athletics right now?
Very well received. We've had a lot of student athletes, finding different NIL deals. Nothing, huge at this point, but they're definitely very active in the space. Michelle Meyer, who is our kind of NIL coordinator, for lack of a better term, is spending a lot of time meeting with student athletes, helping them, figure things out. So we're happy with where it's going right now. Happy to see the NCAA come out and say that they're going to start, hopefully cracking down on some of the recruiting inducements and other things like that. There was one institution that has a collective that the guys that run the collective talked about meeting with recruits, and, you're a booster for the institution, and that's illegal. So hopefully some of the challenges that we've seen with NIL will get cleaned up, and it will become, more of what it was supposed to do. And that's, kids going out and utilizing their NIL as opposed to, just being told, here's, however much money, just show up and then we'll figure out what it is. So hopefully we'll be a little more level playing field. And but it's been fun to see the kids get to do some of the stuff and, making some money.
JD, we've seen a lot of preseason buzz already for San Diego State men's basketball. How is that impacting the renewal process? Because I want to say over the last couple of years, I know we had COVID, but your renewals have been crazy high in percentage. I'd imagine that's comparable heading into 2022-23 as well, your renewal process.
Yeah, looking forward to, getting through that entire process. We're, on paper, we're going to be really good next year. So with the kids that we've got, either coming back or entering the program for the first time, we're obviously still waiting to, understand what Nate's going to do. But either way, we're going to be really good next year. So it's going to be one of those things for folks that have tickets, definitely renew them. And we'll still have some season tickets to sell after that. And I think that'll be something that, we'll move through those pretty quick.
I do want to ask you, JD, about just your spring seasons in general. I mean, all these championships, right? Men's golf, softball, swimming and diving, women's tennis had one, outdoor track and field. How proud are you of the accomplishments, not just this spring season, but over the last calendar year for San Diego State?
Yeah, no, it has been a very good year for us. I was actually up in Fresno on Saturday with our women's track and field team, and it came down to the last race, and the women delivered in a big way. So it was fun to see them win that's now back-to-back conference championships for track and field. I'll be headed to Tempe on Friday to watch the softball team hopefully beat LSU, go Aztecs. So a great year for us with 5 conference championships. I think we're averaging about 5 conference championships now since the 12-13 year. So it's been awesome. It's been fun to see the kids kind of come out of COVID and find the success that they've found. And obviously, basketball and football, we're in the championship game and fell a little short, but still made postseason. And going into the fall, our, men's soccer had the number 1 rated recruiting class in the country. So excited to see what they can do with the Pac-12 competition, and our, women's soccer and volleyball teams are looking forward to it as well to, get back to the winning ways. So, Aztec Athletics is doing very well, and certainly appreciate the support of everyone out there, our fans, our donors, and, appreciate what y'all do for us too on 1360.
Absolutely. There's a question, JD, off our text line that just came in about 2 minutes ago during our conversation, and it reads this. Does JD have an update about the potential SEC team being scheduled? I don't know how much you can divulge for our texter.
We are still working through that contract right now. Obviously, the SEC has a little they have some things going on that they've got to settle on who's coming in when and what that schedule is going to look like. But it's still out there. We're just trying to get it wrapped up.
And then there was one other text that I kind of bit back at earlier, JD. I'd like to get your reaction to it from the 619 that came in about an hour ago.
He was mad.
I was mad, yeah. So 619 said, before you state that Snapdragon Stadium is soccer or MLS ready, take some time to understand what MLS stadium and field requirements are. So, JD, you do this for a living, and you've repeatedly said throughout the process you'll bring professional soccer to San Diego. You already have at Snapdragon Stadium with the San Diego Wave. You've expressed a desire, again, for the MLS. From a field dimension perspective, we can put this to bed, right? This facility will be used for professional soccer, men's and women's.
So the MLS their technical team has already been through all of the, all different parts of the stadium, including the field dimensions, and we have been approved by MLS.
All right. There's a very easy answer. The only other question we have is from Rich Ornberger. He wants to make sure the home radio booth is big enough for him.
Double-sized doors.
Home radio booth today. It was a little hard to get through there. They're still working hard to get it just right for Rich and Ted, but it will be plenty big enough, and he'll be fairly close to his favorite burger place there. So he'll be able to run out at commercial breaks.
That's all he cares about. JD, great update. We really appreciate your time. We know it's busy. 109 days from the opening of Snapdragon Stadium. Tickets are available. Season tickets are available for Snapdragon Stadium. Check them out. Go Aztecs.com, SnapdragonStadium.com. JD, we'll do it again throughout these spring and summer months, and thank you, as always, for joining us on Xtra.
All right, guys. Appreciate it very much. I'll have a good evening, and go Aztecs.